Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, travel chaos overnight. NBA players and coaches in court after that massive gambling bust. And the first pitch of the World Series just hours away. Breaking overnight. Airport chaos after Alaska Airlines grounds all planes across the country. Travelers stranded for hours. Delays and cancellations have stretched into the morning. What was behind the outage? The latest right now.
Also breaking overnight, President Trump calling off trade talks with Canada, while he says all negotiations are, quote, terminated.
Dramatic new images. The White House East Wing reduced to rubble to make way for President Trump's new $300 million ballroom. The before and after. As the government shutdown enters its 24th day, more than 500,000 federal workers missing their first full paycheck.
Growing stronger. Tropical storm Melissa churning in the Atlantic. Expected to become a major hurricane. Ginger has the track and timing.
Major gambling scandal. Dozens arrested.
Mr. Phillips, did you commit the crimes you're accused of committing?
Including an NBA Hall of Famer and 10-year veteran appearing in court. What they're accused of doing. The high-tech devices, including an X-ray poker table that could read cards face down, and the ties to the mob. Dan Abrams and ESPN senior NBA insider Shams Charania break it all down.
New clues in the heist at the Louvre. A major piece of evidence now found at the crime scene. What it means for the investigation.
Put me in, coach. Lara's at Vanderbilt University with one of the biggest surprises of the college football season. And the first pitch of the World Series hours away in the superstar matchup between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. How do they stack up?
Plus, we're swinging to the next stop on our 50 States in 50 Weeks tour. We can barely contain our excitement to visit Ohio and the Cincinnati Zoo. And of course, the famous Fiona the Hippo.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
One of my home states, Ohio. Looking forward to get there later on. Good morning, America. Hope you're doing well this Friday morning.
They sure do. And take a look at Rogers Center in Toronto. That's where the Dodgers and Blue Jays will face off in Game 1 of the World Series hours from now. Sam's going to have all those details. And Lara, she's live in Nashville for College Game Day ahead of tomorrow's highly anticipated matchup between Missouri and Vanderbilt.
You know that's going to be a fun one. Also ahead, a warning about a scam called ghost tapping, how you can protect yourself, especially at the cash register.
And we're going to begin with the airport troubles overnight, with ground stops caused by an IT outage at one major U.S. airline, plus staffing issues at air traffic control. Trevor Ault joins us from Newark Airport. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So this sudden ground stop forced Alaska Airlines flight to halt nationwide for hours yesterday. An IT outage impacting their systems that forced them to cancel hundreds of flights. Some of them scrapped moments before they were set to take off.
This morning, travel chaos after Alaska Airlines grounded its entire fleet because of an IT outage impacting several of their key systems. The ground stop lasting 8 hours, also affecting Horizon Air flights. The exact details on the outage are still unclear. Some passengers were already on their plane waiting for takeoff before finding out the flight had been canceled.
As soon as we sat down, we got an announcement saying, from the pilot saying, folks, there's a bit of a hiccup.
Frustrated travelers stranded for hours.
This was really a roller coaster of a day. We didn't know what was happening 1 minute from the next.
In a statement, Alaska Airlines says, we deeply apologize to our guests whose travel plans have been disrupted today. We're working to get them to their destinations as quickly as we can. It's the second IT outage impacting Alaska Airlines just this year. They battled a similar issue back in July. And this all played out as we see occasional air travel issues because of the government shutdown. Overnight air traffic controller staffing shortages led to ground stops at New York City's LaGuardia Airport as well as Newark, and Reagan Airport in D.C. had ground delays for the same reason.
Now, Alaska Airlines does stress flight safety was never compromised. And while the ground stop is lifted, there are still some disruptions this morning as now they have to get all their planes and their flight crews repositioned. Michael.
Yeah, bring your patience. Thank you so much for that, Trevor. And breaking overnight, President Trump calling off trade talks with Canada. Elizabeth Schulde joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This is an abrupt move by President Trump to cut off trade talks with the second biggest trading partner of the U.S. In a post overnight, the president saying all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated adding it's because of an ad paid for by the Canadian province of Ontario that's running on TV in the U.S. In a series of posts this morning, the president lashed out again, saying that this ad is trying to influence the Supreme Court as it prepares to hear a monumental case on his tariffs next month. This ad features excerpts of a speech by President Ronald Reagan in 1987, where he defends free trade and says that tariffs cause high prices and job losses. The audio in the ad does match the official transcript of Reagan's speech, but the president is calling the ad fake. And the Reagan Presidential Library posted last night that it misrepresents the presidential address, and the government of Ontario did not get permission to use it. There is no response yet from Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, but this relationship is critical. Nearly $3 billion in goods travel between the U.S.-Canada border every single day. Rebecca.
Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. We're going to turn now to new satellite images showing the extent of the demolition at the White House. The entire East Wing there taken down, and Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce is there with more. Good morning, Mary.
Rebecca, good morning. Well, construction here is plowing ahead at a rapid pace. In just a few days, the entire East Wing of the White House has now been demolished, as the White House is now facing new questions about whether they're being transparent with the public about this project. This morning, the dramatic images, what was once the East Wing of the White House, now a pile of rubble, completely torn down to make way for the president's new ballroom, now expected to cost some $300 million. At the White House, a steady stream of trucks hauling away the remnants to this dump. These satellite images show the stark before and after. This was the White House complex less than a month ago, and here it is today. President Trump had said this wouldn't happen.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of.
I asked the White House why they didn't tell the American people when the plan changed. This is the people's house. Why not inform the public of that change and when it was decided that the East Wing would have to be demolished?
Look, again, with any construction project, changes come. If you look at the renderings, it's very clear the East Wing was going to be modernized.
But modernized and tearing down are two different things.
Well, again, the plans changed when the president heard counsel from the architects and the construction companies.
The White House still has not submitted plans for the project to the National Capital Planning Commission, and the National Trust for Historic Preservation says they're deeply concerned the planned 90,000-square-foot ballroom will overwhelm the White House itself. The president insists the project will be fully paid for by private donations and his own money. But when I pressed him, he wouldn't put a dollar figure on his own donation.
And how much specifically are you donating to it personally?
How much am I donating? I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed, I'll tell you that.
And all of this comes as the government shutdown is now entering its 24th day. More than 500,000 federal workers today are missing their first full paycheck. And more than 40 million Americans who rely on federal food assistance could lose those benefits in the coming days, George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. Now to questions about a new presidential pardon. President Trump granted clemency to the billionaire founder of the cryptocurrency exchange Binance, who pleaded guilty to money laundering in 2023 and then made deals that have generated tens of millions of dollars in income for the Trump family. Jay O'Brien is in Washington, D.C. with the details. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, George, good morning. Yet another controversial pardon from President Trump, but this one in a world where the president and his family have built an expanding business empire, the world of cryptocurrency. This morning, President Donald Trump pardoning cryptocurrency billionaire Changpeng Zhao. The founder of one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, Binance, Zhao pleaded guilty in November 2023 for failing to prevent his firm from being used by international criminals to launder money. Federal prosecutors argued Zhao, quote, violated U.S. law on an unprecedented scale, saying Binance processed millions of dollars of unlawful proceeds. At the time, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying the company turned a blind eye, allowing money to flow to terrorists, cybercriminals, and child abusers through its platform. The company also agreed to pay a more than $4 billion fine. But since then, Zhao, released from a 4-month prison sentence last year, has built deep ties with people connected to the Trump family's crypto ventures and heaped public praise on the president.
So I think we as an industry is very lucky that, you know, the current U.S. president is very pro-crypto. And, he's very smart.
And the exchange he founded has forged a lucrative partnership with the Trump-connected crypto firm World Liberty Financial, including a $2 billion deal involving the United Arab Emirates that could generate tens of millions for the Trump family and the family of the president's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, all of whom are listed on the firm's website. But the White House this morning insisting Zhao's pardon does not present a conflict of interest, and Trump claiming he doesn't know details of the crypto tycoon's conviction he just forgave.
Today you pardoned the founder of Binance. Can you explain why you chose to pardon him, and did it have anything to do with his involvement in your
Which one? Who is that?
The founder of Binance. He has an involvement in your own
the
family's
recent
crypto
one, yes,
business.
I believe we're talking about the same person because I do pardon a lot of people. I don't know. He was recommended by a lot of people. A lot of people say that. Are you talking about the crypto person? Yes. A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail, and they say that he was not guilty of anything. That what he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime.
All as President Trump has promised to be the most crypto-friendly commander-in-chief in history, rolling back Department of Justice investigations into crypto fraud. The SEC even dropping a lawsuit against a crypto billionaire who purchased tens of millions of the president's meme coin. And Binance, the company Zhao founded, is celebrating his pardon this morning. A company spokesperson calling it, quote, incredible news, and thanking Trump personally. The president has repeatedly denied any conflicts of interest when it comes to his family's crypto ventures. George.
And Jay, President Trump called for New York Attorney General Letitia James to be in court today. She's going to be there.
Yes, she will. New York Attorney General Letitia James, she's going to be arraigned on mortgage fraud charges today. They are brought by a hand-picked U.S. attorney from the president, chosen to prosecute this case and others. She's expected to plead not guilty. Her lawyers have signaled that they're going to ask the judge to throw out this case. Remember, James drew Trump's ire when she spearheaded a successful civil fraud investigation focusing on the president's real estate holdings. George.
Jay O'Brien. Thanks, Rebecca.
All right, George, thank you. We're going to turn now to a standoff that could affect the way you watch your favorite shows. Our parent company, Disney, and YouTube TV are at an impasse with their existing distribution agreement set to expire next Thursday at midnight. So what's next for viewers if that happens? We've broken it down for you.
Did you guys hear?
From Abbott Elementary.
Ms. Teagues will now have 40 students. I, for one, am excited to see if it will break her.
It won't. It might.
To Dancing with the Stars. To College Game Day Saturdays.
Not tonight, sweetheart. That dog is ugly.
Which are having some of their highest audiences on record.
Welcome back to Miami.
To Monday Night Football, your local news, and even us here at GMA and World News Tonight. If you're a YouTube TV subscriber, soon you might not be able to see any of these. With an estimated 10 million subscribers, YouTube TV is by far the biggest internet pay TV service. According to Disney, Google's YouTube is using that market dominance to try to force Disney to undervalue its content. For YouTube, this is the fourth time since August they've had a dispute with a major media company. In August, as the football season was beginning, a standoff with Fox, including Fox Sports and Fox News. In September, NBC and YouTube were at a standstill. Univision is almost a month into a blackout with YouTube, currently not available to YouTube TV consumers. Millions of YouTube subscribers across the country are about to have to find other ways to watch their favorite ABC, ESPN, and a host of other channels owned by the Walt Disney Company.
The good news is consumers have options. Disney has set up a website which lists TV providers in your area.
YouTube telling us we've been working in good faith to negotiate a deal with Disney that pays them fairly for their content on YouTube TV. Disney saying in a statement, "We invest significantly in our content and expect our partners to pay fair rates that recognize that value. If we don't reach a fair deal soon, YouTube TV customers will lose access to ESPN and ABC and all our marquee programming, including the NFL, college football, NBA and NHL seasons, and so much more."
And a reminder, ABC is available free over the air. Michael?
All right, thank you, Rebecca. We're going to go now to the World Series. You're looking at Rogers Center in Toronto. That's where the Dodgers and Blue Jays will face off in Game 1 of the World Series tonight. And Sam, you have a preview. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everyone. So our friends at KABC are up early this morning, and thank you for that shot right there, all live. So it is LA versus Toronto, the favored versus the underdog. The Dodgers going for their second straight title, while the Blue Jays are playing their first since back-to-back more than 30 years ago. It all starts tonight.
He is there. He's got it. And the ball game is over.
This morning, the World Series showdown about to blast off as the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The Dodgers are going back to the World Series.
And the Toronto Blue Jays.
4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the seventh.
Get ready to face off in Game 1.
I understand they're going to throw a lot of punches, but we have to be able to take them and throw them back.
LA trying to become the first team in 25 years to win back-to-back championships, powered by Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, my goodness! Shohei Ohtani!
Who hit an incredible 3 home runs, and is he the best player ever? Well, here's 10 strikeouts in the game that sent his team to the World Series. The Dodgers stacked with star power, from Mookie Betts to Freddie Freeman. But the Blue Jays ready to battle, looking for their first championship since 1993.
And for the first time in 32 years, the Blue Jays have won the pennant.
And here, all eyes are on first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who hit 6 homers in the postseason.
Is whacked to left field. Forget about it. Gone.
And look at this moment, a lifetime in the making. Vlad Jr. seen here at just 3 years old with his Hall of Famer dad. Now, 23 years later, he's in the World Series.
If you ask me if I'm ready, I born ready. I born ready, and I want it all for this city.
Fantastic. All right, now, do you remember the rumor almost 2 years ago that Shohei Ohtani was on a plane to Toronto to join the Blue Jays? Well, it turned out he was signing a record-breaking $700 million contract with the Dodgers. But you can't actually say where we are right now. There is a Shohei Ohtani connection to both teams and the World Series.
I'm sure you remember that rumor.
Oh, I remember it well. Michael, didn't I light up your phone that morning?
You did. You were making the rumor.
Many text messages from Sam about that rumor.
Sports.
This is your first World Series, right?
It's my first talking about
That's what I'm
World
talking
Series.
about.
You're
Yes.
exactly right, George. It is.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done, man.
Coming up, Will Reeve has the gambling arrest that rocked the NBA. Will?
Hey, George, good morning. Overnight, an NBA Hall of Famer appeared in court for the first time after being charged in a poker operation with ties to the mafia. He's just one of dozens arrested. We have all the latest coming up.
We're also going to talk to Dan Abrams about it as well.
Also ahead, details on the evidence left behind at the Louvre heist.
And Larry's in Nashville helping us kick off a big college football weekend. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA with Taylor Swift's hit Love Story, why this 17-year-old track could help bring the singer-songwriter a major honor. The details are coming up in pop news. It is hard to believe that that is a 17-year-old song.
That was the first big Taylor Swift song for my girls. They were little, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's sweet.
Brings back good memories. First new at 7:30, shots fired overnight at a Coast Guard base in Alameda. Law enforcement opened fire after a driver failed to comply with commands and put a U-Haul in reverse. Authorities say no officers were injured in the incident. There's been no update on the condition of the driver. This is after agents with U.S. Customs and Border Protection were dispatched to the base.
New clues have been found in the investigation into the Louvre heist. More than 150 DNA samples, including fingerprints, were recovered from the museum crime scene. Those samples are now being analyzed. And take a look at this. A baby elephant was born at the Columbus Zoo in Ohio this week. This is the second baby elephant welcomed at the zoo in a single calendar year. First time this has happened in its nearly 100-year history. And coming up, we have plenty more animal fun. Yeah, that looks like a good time right there. Because we're going to be we're joining us from the Cincinnati Zoo.
Busy year for that mama elephant.
Yes. We're going to turn now to the multi-million-dollar federal gambling case involving dozens of defendants, including NBA stars and members of organized crime families. We'll talk to Dan Abrams and ESPN's Shams Sharani after this report from Will Reeve. Good morning, Will.
Yeah, and that indicates how massive this federal investigation is, George. Good morning. Among other accusations organizations. The co-conspirators allegedly profited off of insider NBA information and rigged poker games run by the mob. These shocking arrests and allegations coming just as the NBA season begins, throwing the league into turmoil.
Mr. Phillips, did you commit the crimes you're accused of committing?
Overnight, NBA Hall of Fame player and current Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups making his first court appearance after being charged in an illegal poker operation with ties to the mafia. Billups and 10-year veteran Terry Rozier among the dozens arrested in a massive gambling bust.
Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
The two men placed on immediate leave by the NBA. Prosecutors allege Billups, who coached the Blazers' season opener on Wednesday, and former Cleveland Cavaliers player Damon Jones were paid to lure unsuspecting victims to high-stakes poker games. Mobsters, including from the Gambino, Genovese, Lucchese, and Bonanno crime families, allegedly referred to the celebrity athletes as face cards and the victims as fish.
What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam.
Prosecutors showing off technology they say the mafia used to rig the games, including an altered card shuffling machine and an X-ray poker table that could read cards face down. The games allegedly cheating victims out of more than $7 million. Rozier, a guard for the Miami Heat, charged in a separate indictment involving illegal sports betting.
Terry Rozier, right foot discomfort, doubtful to return.
Prosecutors pointing to this play in March 2023 as evidence that Rozier profited after tipping bettors that he planned to leave the game early, wagers allegedly totaling over $200,000.
His career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity.
Damon Jones is a defendant in both cases. He was an unofficial assistant coach for the LA Lakers in 2023 and is accused of selling privileged information that a prominent NBA player would miss a game due to an existing injury. A source telling ESPN that player was LeBron James.
Let's not, mince words. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA. That's what this is.
James has not been named in the indictment and is not accused of any wrongdoing. Rozier and Billups deny the allegations, their lawyers vowing to fight in court. On ESPN overnight, the Inside the NBA crew reacting.
I'm ashamed that those guys will put their families and their careers in jeopardy. How much more do you need?
Gambling is an addiction. Ain't got nothing to do with addiction. That's just total stupidity on these two dudes' parts.
And earlier this week, before the arrests, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said on the Pat McAfee show that the NBA, which has partnerships with various gambling entities, wanted to put restrictions on gambling on specific player performance or prop betting to avoid the type of mess that they're in now, George.
Okay, well, thanks. We're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, also ESPN senior NBA insider, Shams Charania. And Dan, let me begin with you. These are really two separate cases. Why do they come together?
Two completely different types of cases as well. Two things I think at play here. Number one, you have a number of people involved who were involved in both. Right, so you've got overlap. And I think that these investigations were kind of happening hand in hand. So you couldn't have made arrests in one of the cases and suddenly left it open with regard to the other people.
So break down the charges in the sports betting case.
So look, you're talking about wire fraud and money laundering. Those are the two types of allegations with regard to the sports betting. So it's a question of how did you make the bets and what did you do with the money? And that's where you get the two sets of charges here. That's just with regard to the sports betting. Very different on the illegal poker.
And Shams, the NBA season just getting underway. How might this affect the league this year?
Michael, there's been seismic reverberations across the NBA, from players, the executives, the coaches. The fact that this includes allegedly a sitting coach. This is not someone that is an assistant. This is one of the league's 30 head coaches. He's a Hall of Fame player, and then on the other hand, you have a player in Terry Rozier who has about 10 years of experience in the NBA. And Jontay Porter, he's really the origin story of all this. He was a two-way player. Over the last 1.5 years, the FBI, the federal government, has gone from about a handful of co-conspirators and defendants to well over 30 arrests in just 1.5 years. So it's already multiplied by 6. And so for sure, the NBA is keeping a close eye on this. Everyone in the league's keeping a close eye on this, because how much further can this go?
Well, it's incredibly high profile, Shams. And then you have sports betting, which has just exploded in the last couple of years. How does that play into this, and how might it impact the industry?
It plays into everything, because it is everywhere. And that's what the league has dealt with. Adam Silver has been very upfront about legalized gambling, about as much as it can be censored in some ways, removing the ability to do prop bets as well is something that the league has pushed for. So there's going to be changes to the gambling structures with sports books. There's already been conversations, from my understanding, that the league has had with the different sportsbook entities across the country, and how they can help minimize situations like this, so this does not become commonplace.
Yeah, maybe too late to put it back in the box.
Yeah, but you got to get rid of those prop bets. So easy to manipulate.
Yeah, and you've got to believe that that's also what people behind the betting want there to be faith in what's happening, right? What you don't want to do is suddenly people who are making all those bets start to question, is this for real? So I think everyone has a mutual interest here
Trust.
in that. Yeah, exactly.
Like trading,
exactly.
like a stock.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
All right, Dan, thank you. Shams, thank you as well. Now, with a warning from the Better Business Bureau about a new scam called ghost tapping, Sam is here to tell us what it is and how you can protect yourself. Hey, Sam.
Michael, good morning, guys. Again, every time you use this, think about it. Tapping to pay is exploding in popularity. It's so easy to do that some of us are not paying much attention and not even carrying a wallet, so we don't know how much we're even spending or where. And now, according to the Better Business Bureau, they are getting complaints about something called ghost tapping. It's a form of fraud that exploits the tap-to-pay technology in order to steal money from you. And experts say it can work in a couple of ways. So let's go through a couple of them. There's a lot of danger here, but here, first, when someone tries to sell you an item, they may charge you way more than the actual item costs. And because you're not signing a receipt and getting your card back, you may not check the total, so check the total. Second, the Better Business Bureau warns that thieves could pose as fake vendors, because anyone can carry around a little tap to pay and charge you for something, right? At events, for example. And if you're doing a charity donation, check the charity. Make sure that you check out the charity and the amount that you've donated. Scammers sometimes start with smaller charges to avoid the bank fraud alerts, because it doesn't say, hey, that's too much, check your charge, and then they tack on more a little later. So another problem, the Better Business Bureau says, it's documented cases of door-to-door sales targeting vulnerable people like us seniors. People walk to the door and they try to get you to tap to pay with that technology.
So what can you do? How do you protect yourself?
Listen, this is a big thing, because to people my age, this can seem like the Wild West, and there aren't a lot of guardrails. But first, experts say to set up real-time notifications from your bank. No limit, every transaction. That way you'll see every charge, no matter how small it is. You can also use an RFID blocking wallet. You can buy them anywhere. They're a little wallet because people are still trying to scam or skim your card information as you walk through public places. You got to help stop wireless skimming that way. Make sure to check the transaction amount and the merchant name every time you tap.
Yeah, just look at that little machine. It's small, but you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
Well, I'm protected. I have the card. I have every transaction.
It's really good.
My kids don't like it because I'm like, hey,
what was that charge?
That's $3. What are you doing?
It's good info. Thank you, Sam. Right. Now with our play of the day and a look ahead to a big weekend in college football, and Lara is in Nashville with more. Good morning, Lara.
Hey, good morning to you, Rebecca. So College Game Day making a very rare stop tomorrow here in Nashville. ESPN has brought the show here one other time, guys. That was 17 years ago. But they're coming for the doors. 10th ranked Vanderbilt will take on number 15 Mizzou on Saturday. Last time Vandy was ranked this high was 1947. Lots of people surprised, but not Coach Clark Lee, who raised eyebrows when he started in 2021, saying he would make Little Vandy a football powerhouse.
Long called the Ivy of the South, the Vanderbilt Commodores have always prided themselves as an elite academic haven in the heart of Nashville. But this year they've become known for something else: football. Following their huge win last week over LSU.
Now he's gonna run for the end zone and score!
Vanderbilt football has entered the AP Top 10 for the first time in nearly 80 years.
Once in a lifetime situation for sure.
There's a part of me that's like, I love that we've always had a chip on our shoulder. We're unapologetic about our desire
to go further than anybody thought possible.
We had the chance to catch up with Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lee.
You got it right where you want it. Now go finish it.
A Vandy alum himself, Lee played fullback for the team from 2002 to 2004. So turning this program around is personal.
It's a great moment for us, but we're really interested in building into bigger moments. So anxious for a good performance on Saturday and to continue our climb in this season.
Lee announced that he would make Vanderbilt the best team in college football.
We know that in time, Vanderbilt football will be the best program in the country. We are at a point now where that statement doesn't seem quite as bold, but it certainly has felt like a long time. I can promise you that. This has been, we've gone the long, hard way. It's been a slugfest to get to this point. And yet I said those things because I believe those things.
Lee says a huge part of Vanderbilt football's success is quarterback Diego Pavia, the quarterback helping lead Vandy to last season's improbable upset over SEC powerhouse Alabama.
Vanderbilt takes down #1 Alabama.
Pavia is now considered a top prospect for the Heisman Trophy.
I believe he's the best player in college football, and I think the world is finding that out too.
To keep your eyes on Diego Pavia. Guys, he has already thrown for 1,500 yards with 15 touchdowns, very much in the Heisman conversation. The little engine that could, that is Vanderbilt. Be sure to join us for College Game Day tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. on ESPN. Game time, 3:30 Eastern. Back to you.
Great story, Lara. Great crowd. We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. An incredible look at the groundbreaking technology giving some people with spinal cord injuries the ability to move and feel again for the first time in years.
I'm inspired again. I feel hopeful again.
How it works, what it means for the future.
Let's do this.
Gearing up. Just days to go until the New York City Marathon, and thousands are training for the big day, including Lori B. She's on the hunt for the perfect pair of sneakers to help her go that extra mile.
Music City Miracle. Lara is live in Nashville ahead of one of the most highly anticipated college football matchups of the weekend. Strike up the band. We're ready for kickoff. As they say,
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
How'd they get all those colleges up so early on a Friday morning? Good morning, America. It's great to have Lara there in Tennessee, ahead of this weekend's big game.
Love that spirit. Plus, we're heading to Georgia's home state. Whit Johnson is in Ohio at the Cincinnati Zoo to celebrate the Buckeye State with a look at some wild baby animals.
And we've been crisscrossing the country for our 50 states in 50 weeks. And we plan to finish next June, and it all leads into the 250th birthday of the United States. We will be marking it with a 24-hour multi-platform broadcast, Disney Celebrates America, showcasing events across the country on July 4th. ABC News and the entire Walt Disney Company, including ESPN, National Geographic, and more, are joining forces to celebrate the wonder, achievements, and dreams that define the American spirit.
But first, we turn to breaking news for our viewers in the West. A 10th strike has been carried out by the Pentagon against alleged drug traffickers. Mary Bruce has the latest. Good morning again, Mary.
Rebecca, good morning. While President Trump continues to escalate his campaign against alleged drug smugglers, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announcing just moments ago that 6 people were killed overnight in a U.S. strike on a vessel in the Caribbean, alleging they were all members of the Tren de Aragua gang and trafficking drugs. This is now the 10th deadly U.S. strike on boats off Latin America. The administration, though, has provided no details or evidence, though they insist it exists, to back up their claims that the 43 alleged traffickers killed so far were in fact attempting to traffic drugs. Now, to justify using the U.S. military to kill suspected smugglers rather than simply arrest them, President Trump has declared that the U.S. is in a formal armed conflict and that drug cartels are unlawful combatants. And he's now threatening to go after them on land as well. Rebecca.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Michael?
And we're going to shift gears now to college football and one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the weekend. Let's go back to Lara in Nashville. Hey, Lara.
Hey, Michael, so I'm here at First Bank Stadium, home of the Vandy Commodores, smack in the heart of Nashville. Big thank you to the student athletes that came out, the band, the cheer teams. We had people from track, basketball, lacrosse. They all came out early to be part of this magical moment on campus. What's happening is that for the first time in the last 80 years, SEC teams, they used to wish that they would get Vandy on their schedules. Let's face it, the Doors were considered an easy win, routinely getting beaten by the likes of Alabama, Georgia, Clemson. And yet here we are, game day here this weekend. For the first time since 1947, Vandy in the top 10 teams in college football. The great news came after last week's win over LSU. Coach Clark Lee, who played here as a fullback on the Commodores football team, he came back as the head coach in 2021 with a pledge to make Vandy the greatest college football team in the country. An audacious statement, but here we are, 2025 season. They are just 9 spots away from delivering on that promise. And we had a chance to speak with Coach Lee, who says he's not surprised at all at what this team has accomplished in such a short amount of time. They want it, they believe it, and a huge part of that, guys, is quarterback Diego Pavia. Remember that name. This is the guy who's led his team to an average of more than 40 points a game. Pavia now a Heisman candidate. Well, a lot of talk around it at least. And this weekend is a pivotal moment for the program as they take on the always tough 15th ranked Missouri. So we will all be watching ESPN's Game Day, making a rare midseason appearance here. That starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then 10th ranked Vandy faces 15th ranked Missouri at 3:30 Eastern. And guys, Vandy is favored to win. Let's go Doors!
So, Larry, you have to do a dad favor for me and check in on Harper down there.
Seriously. She's still sleeping.
You got it, George. You know I will.
Thank you. Coming up in our GMA morning menu, the groundbreaking prosthetics technology that's allowing people with spinal cord injuries to move and feel for the first time in years.
Also ahead, the hit makers who could soon be immortalized in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. That's in pop news.
What a great song there. Plus, the Moody Foodie is here. Culinary creator Toni Chapman is cooking up cozy classics perfect for fall. And Sam is with Lori Bergamatto. Hey.
I am also moody. I can't wait to have this conversation. Hey, Lori, good morning.
Who isn't? Good morning.
At this hour. So we've got some shoes for runners. You've got it all figured out.
I hope so.
All
I'm
right.
ready to go.
All right.
We're so close to the marathon, Sam. You got to shop this store and see what you got to get.
That's coming up next on GMA.
Nice day here in New York City, and we're back now with our GMA cover story in our series Augmented Humanity. This morning, we'll have a look at the groundbreaking technology that offering hope for people who've lost movement or sensation and are now regaining both through the power of their brains. This is amazing, Will. Good morning again.
It is, Michael. Good morning to you. A few days ago, I shook a robotic hand and met the future. People with spinal cord injuries able to control robotic arms and hands with their brains implanted with electrodes. It's a real game changer.
There he goes.
This morning, groundbreaking mind-to-movement technology, giving people with spinal cord injuries, like Angie Donaldson, the ability to move and even feel again for the first time in years.
You're going to play the piano with your brain.
Yes.
It's done using a cutting-edge brain-computer interface, or BCI, at the University of Pittsburgh and UPMC Rehabilitation Institute.
The BCI can actually record activity from their brain, interpret patterns of activity to understand the intent that the person's trying to communicate, and then turn that into a signal for an external device.
The hope is that someday BCIs can help people with spinal cord injuries at home by restoring lost mobility or feeling. Angie is the newest study participant. She was paralyzed from the chest down after a fall down the stairs in 2019. Her life changing instantly.
Your independence, it's essentially gone. I have to rely on someone to help me get in and out of bed, shower, get dressed. It's a lot.
How is it being a parent living with a spinal cord injury?
Very, very challenging. I get a lot of mom guilt because I'm not able to do the things I used to do with them physically, and that's That's tough.
The injury traumatic and isolating, but Angie, now 52, has found solace here at the lab. She says it gives her purpose.
I'm inspired again. I feel hopeful again because this technology is just going to get better. And if they can get the technology of sensation going in our hands, eventually it could be your bladder, it could be your legs. We're just starting.
39-year-old Nathan Copeland can use his brain to move this robotic arm. In fact, he's the longest working study participant at the lab, 11 years.
Firm grip.
And now, since the car accident that paralyzed him from the chest down 21 years ago, Nathan is once again able to experience the sensation of touch.
It feels like my middle finger.
People have really focused mostly on the ability to move, but we know from lots of evidence that if you can't feel things, you really can't move effectively.
I think it's kind of definitely dreamlike, just thinking about something and it's happening.
So both Nathan and Angie spoke about the purpose that participating in this study has given them. They won't even see the full benefits themselves, but what they are doing now brings the science closer to a world in which people can use these devices at home, and that means freedom for people.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
Huge advance.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Will.
You got it.
We turn now to our 50 States in 50 Weeks series, counting down to the country's 250th anniversary, hitting every state in the order they joined the Union this morning, up to number 17, Buckeye State. That is Ohio, with Johnson and Cincinnati. Hey, Wet.
Hey, George, good morning to you. We've got a great crowd here at the Cincinnati Zoo, don't we? Everybody's very excited, celebrating its 150th anniversary. They've got all sorts of animals, from aardvarks to zebras, plenty of baby animals as well, including a pair of black bear cubs. And today, for the very first time, the public will be able to see them, and we're going to reveal their names right here on GMA. Take a look.
One of the crowning jewels of the Queen City, the Cincinnati Zoo has welcomed thousands of baby animals over its 150-year history. The newest, 2 orphaned American black bear cubs.
There's a black bear that is named Juniper, and the cinnamon brown bear is named Hazel.
Making their debut to visitors today, after GMA, of course. The 8-month-old sisters are already showing their big personalities.
Juniper comes across as just the adventurous one, although every now and then she's not, but she barrels right in. Hazel is a little bit more cautious, but we think a little more smart. So she's like, lets her sister kind of dip her foot in first before she follows.
Next, swing on over to the gorilla habitat to meet the first gorilla born here in 10 years. 1-month-old Mboka Joe and his mom Gladys.
Everybody, including the gorillas and her family troop, are very excited. Gladys has been very engaged with the visitors and showing off her baby a lot.
But the most famous animal that calls this zoo home, Fiona the hippo.
She was only 29 pounds when she was born. Typically, a hippo calf is closer to 75, even 100 pounds. And she was too weak to stand and nurse. We decided to hand raise her, and we took everyone along with us for her struggle and her fight to survive. People have been following her since day one. And she's almost 9 years old now, and people are still coming from all over the country to see her, and even the world. So she's come a long way.
And I'm here right now with Wendy Rice, one of the team leaders here at the Cincinnati Zoo. We've got a delicious plate of breakfast here for the baby otters. Tell us about the otters. We're going to feed them, right?
Yeah.
There are 4 pups here.
That's right.
What do I do here? Just a handful?
Yeah, grab like a handful, kind of drop it over the edge there.
All right, we've got Scuttles, Puddles, Splash,
and Ripple. Yeah, yeah.
How do we get them over here? What's the?
Let me grab their otters. Otters.
See, she's the expert for a reason here.
Otters. Here, let me get in there with you.
So as we're waiting for the otters to come over and eat their breakfast. Talk to me about this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, there we go. And mom and dad are in the mix too, right?
That's right. Moonty and Flounder are mom and dad.
And tell me about this species of otters, right? Because they're actually born, they don't know how to swim at first, and mom and dad have to teach them,
That's right, yeah. So these are Asian small-clawed otters. They're the smallest species of otter. And when they're born, they're pretty wimpy. They can't do a whole lot on their own. They spend the first 10 weeks or so inside of the den. And after that, they come out and mom and dad start introducing them to shallow water, kind of teaching them how to swim and get around, teaching them how to catch their own food.
Can I keep feeding them? Is
Yes,
that all right?
please do,
All right.
yes.
So I want them to like me.
Yes.
Right?
They have like really fast metabolism, so they're actually eating meals every 2 or 3 hours, and all of that's coming back out after about 2 or 3 hours too.
Okay, yeah, they are so cute, by the way. And
Yeah.
I'm taking a look at these paws because
Yes.
they're very unique.
Yes.
Tell us why.
Yes, so Asian small-clawed otters are one of 3 species of finger otters. So they have partial webbing, so the digits at the end of their fingers are pretty exposed.
Don't worry, guys. There's more where that goes around.
Right.
There we go.
It means that they're
Eat up.
incredibly dexterous, and they actually use their hands to catch their food instead of using their mouth. So you're going to see them handling things with their hands, kind of reaching around, grabbing snacks. Definitely very dexterous little animals.
And of course, this is a big 150-year celebration.
That's right.
Tell us what the public can see when they come here right now.
Yeah, so here at Siamang Point, you'll see our Asian small-clawed otters out here, and they'll actually be joined by a pig species called a babirusa. We also here at Siamang Point have our Siamang gibbons that you can see, and we have rhinoceros hornbills as well. And then all of our other amazing animals and all the other habitats, including our new black bear cubs.
That's right, yes, and we just revealed their names for the very first time.
Yeah.
Wendy, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
My
I got a
pleasure.
couple more bites here. All right, guys. Scuttle, is this for you? I think so. Wendy, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Guys, we'll send it back to you in New York. There's
Thank
nothing
you,
left
Whit.
for you. My apologies.
It's okay. And you can tell us what makes your steak great by scanning the QR code on your screen. We'll be back with more from Ohio coming up. Rebecca?
All right, and coming up here, we're going to GMA's Shop This Store, and this morning we're talking about running shoes as our lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato gets ready for the New York City Marathon. Lori, what did you learn about finding the perfect pair?
Thanks, Rebecca. The right sneaker can change everything from how you run to how you feel. But with an overwhelming amount of options, where do you even start? Well, I went the extra mile and got the help of an expert and some expert technology to find out how we can all get the right fit.
Let's do this.
There's just days to go until the New York City Marathon, and I've been hitting the pavement to prepare. But all the training has my knees aching.
I'm here at Fleet Feet looking for the perfect sneaker for me, so let's shop this store.
It's a really important thing to be in the right footwear.
From 3D foot scans to pressure mapping technology, they have the tools to get just about anyone ready to run. And Fleet Feet's Joseph Doviak is helping me sort it all out.
So this is what we call the raw foot size here, and you're measuring 6.9 on your left foot and 6.8 on your right foot.
So they're not symmetrical.
Based on my scans, he's able to suggest some options for me to try.
Yeah, these are nice. If someone comes to you and they're having knee pain, what should they be looking for in a sneaker?
When someone comes to us and they have knee pain, usually what we find is a shoe with an adequate amount of foam to absorb the impact is often helpful.
If you're running a marathon too, Doviak says it's important your shoes won't weigh you down. One option, the Asics Super Blast 2.
Consider the shoe not being too clunky or heavy feeling, especially if you were trying to utilize your energy in a way that's going to make you last throughout the race.
So Joe, some people, not this person, but some people want to run a race and speed is really important to them. I just want to finish. So if speed is important to you, what are the sorts of things that you should be looking for in your sneaker?
Carbon-plated shoes are definitely an option for those that are looking for energy assistance, and they act in a spring-like manner, so that's definitely going to propel you each stride. One that comes to mind would be the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4.
Running not your speed? Doviak suggests the Brooks Ghost 17.
I've run in the shoe, I've gone to the gym, I've run errands, and I just feel like it's an all-around great fit. And it's something that you know is going to be comfortable throughout the day or throughout your workout.
A universal crowd pleaser. We love it.
All right, Lori, and you are gearing up. This is great information. You're gearing up to run this marathon. How's the training going?
So the training is going, but what I learned through this process, Rebecca, was that I have high arches, which I didn't know, and a lot of people who have them don't know. And so they gave me these Asics Super Blast 2s to try out.
Okay.
And I ran 14 miles in them yesterday.
Yes.
And they are excellent for my knees. I feel a lot better about my knees.
wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can do this. I don't know that I can do the remainder, the other, there was a lot. I'm like, only 14, there's 26.2 miles. I don't know, that's a lot. But I also noticed it gives me a little more height. It's like little mini trampolines in there. So it's nice and bouncy, just like my brain throughout this whole training process, jumping from nerves to excitement. But it's all been great. And you can learn more about what shoes are right for you by scanning that QR code.
And we're going to be cheering you on every single step of the way, Lori.
It's time for pop news, and who's better than Sam? What you got, buddy?
There it is. But America, are you ready to rock and roll all night? Because these songwriters certainly are, and it is Friday. The Songwriters Hall of Fame revealing their nominees for induction into the class of 2026. And it's a who's who of music. In performers, songwriter category, we've got Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, and of Kiss, and Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins, who gave us Footloose. Jerry Beckley and Dewey Bunnell from the band America. We are right now in my decades, guys. And for their hits, including Sister Golden Hair, don't get me started on America, Ventura Highway, You Can Do Magic. George, do you remember America?
Way back. Yeah.
I know, it's the way back. All right, we've also got, by the way, Taylor Swift, because she's hit the 20-year requirement for a career. So she can be now in that career section.
Wow.
Can you believe it took...
Here we are.
I know.
Something for everyone.
I feel like she's already been here 20 years, right? Getting her first nomination for songs including Blank Space, Love Story, Anti-Hero, and for the non-performer songwriters, we've got people behind the hits like Madonna's Like a Prayer, Tina Turner's 1984 chart-topping single, What's Love Got to Do with It? Oh, and so many more. So members still have to vote. The induction ceremony will take place in 2026.
A lot of great music.
Yeah. Gosh, you could just play this all day long. Also this morning, 33-year-old powerhouse wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is game day ready, and really he always has been. He made a name for himself on the field with some impressive catches, but off the field, he's been catching fashion. He's a fashion icon. Hopkins always shows up on game days dressed to the nines. Now we have an inside look at a fashion first for the player because, guys, get this weekend, Hopkins will actually showcase an entirely thrifted outfit from Goodwill. He says he grew up there shopping. DeAndre also shares how his childhood experiences shaped his fashion now. Take a look.
It kind of gave me a sense of purpose that I don't have to follow trends. I can be myself. And, the little DeAndre not knowing who I was going to be, I took pride in the couple pieces that I had that were maybe $10.
Proof that anyone can be stylish in any way at any price. $35 the final picks. Starting Saturday, you can go to the NFL social pages for a full outfit and all the style details ahead of Sunday's matchup where the Baltimore Ravens take on the Chicago Bears. Just had to do the sports voice, Michael. Now, a viral dancing with a star.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
Getting a new life thanks to one sweet dad and daughter moment. Kate Malone sharing a special moment. Ryan and 5-year-old Blair pulled the leg lift made famous by Super Bowl champ and Danny Amendola and his partner Whitney Carson. Our dad, look at that. That is so beautiful. Dad and daughter moment, Dancing with the Stars. We'll be right back. That's Pop News.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
We're back now with our 50 States in 50 Weeks series. This morning, we're in Ohio, and Whit Johnson is having a wild time there at the Cincinnati Zoo with all kinds of animals. Hey, Whit.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Yes, we are having a wild time, aren't we, guys? It's great. We just saw the otters got to eat. We saw the hippos a little while ago. This is the second oldest zoo in the country, and the Cincinnati Zoo is just one of the many things that make this state so great. So here's a tour across the state in 90 seconds.
Welcome to Ohio, the Buckeye State, named after the tree of the same name. But catch this, Brutus Buckeye is also the mascot for The Ohio State University, where football is a way of life. Home to the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals, Ohio was the birthplace of professional football. The city of Canton is home to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where our own Michael Strahan was enshrined in 2014. But one Hall of Fame isn't enough for this state. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland. Ohio even has its own official rock and roll song, Hang On Sloopy. And even even though Ohio became the 17th state to join the U.S. in 1803, a congressional oversight meant it wasn't until 150 years later when its statehood was finally signed into law by President Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1953. Ohio is also the setting for some of television's biggest shows like Speaking of showbiz, some big names like Paul Newman and Steven Spielberg hail from Ohio.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Not to mention basketball greats LeBron James and Steph Curry, and the first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It's no wonder Ohio is known as the heart of it all.
And we had a special treat earlier this morning, and we have some video of the group here feeding what they call a bloat of hippos. That's a family of hippos, a bloat of hippos, including Fiona. We've got video of this. We started with the zookeeper, Jenna, who was helping us out, giving them appetizers of lettuce. Then we were giving them the full pumpkins, including the GMA pumpkins, which is a special treat. We're told that the hippos eat about 15 pounds of hay and 20 pounds of produce every single day. So it was quite the treat. The hippos loved it. We loved it. And the crowd's having a great time here at the Cincinnati Zoo, guys.
The little one was having trouble with one of the pumpkins.
Trust me, she got it eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Well, hey, thank you so much for that, Whit. And if the hippos aren't full, we got something to fill them up. Sam and Rebecca, take it away. You got more food for us.
Michael, all right. Michael, the temperatures are dropping, the leaves are falling, and it's time to cook some cozy comfort food. Toni Chapman, a culinary creator and recipe developer, also known, and this is why I love you, the Moody Foodie, with more than 4 million followers on social media. And her cookbook, Everything's Good, is full of classic, cozy dishes. Toni, it smells so good, first of all.
Welcome. Wow. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to cook chili. It's chilly outside. Let's make it.
All right.
Awesome. So we're going to start by throwing in our onions, our celery, tomato paste.
Just throw it in. Toss it in.
Yeah, add your oil in there, too. Just be lazy with it.
Do the oil first.
Yeah, imagine it's a Sunday. You're cooking at home. There's no method to it.
Yeah.
So you're going to throw that in
like
there.
we do on football Sundays around the house.
Exactly. Right. We're watching our Jets.
Really? Really? And the whole room is laughing? Really? Okay.
Yeah, but that is the good thing about chili, because you just throw it all in a pot, and then you can start making adjustments.
Exactly.
When do you add the meat?
So after all of your veggies cook down, right? Everything has cooked down. We're gonna add our meat. Whatever's on sale, you can add ground beef, ground pork, Italian sausage, or add
All three.
Okay. All three.
Yeah, why not?
More is more. Yep, throw it in there. Perfect.
And then when you start,
it's gonna cook down.
How much do you cook it down before you
until
start
it's
adding
brown.
spices?
So until it's brown and everything is cooked, then you're gonna start adding in your spices. At this point, you're gonna be smelling everything. Everything is gonna smell amazing.
Oh,
so
if
here
your
we
kitchen
are.
smells as good as this one, you're gonna be happy.
Yes, and you have all your spices here to season your chili. So why don't we throw some in there?
Yeah.
So we have some chili powder. We have some salt. We have some garlic powder.
And you've measured it out.
Chili powder,
by the way.
So it's okay to dump all of this in there.
Yes, but you also gonna taste as it goes. Yes.
So here we are, and you can add more of these spices in here.
Exactly.
You add a special ingredient as well to your chili.
Yes, I actually add beer to my chili. So while I'm drinking...
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
It makes you less moody, or makes one less moody, is my guess.
Exactly. So you add beer. I'm using like a dark beer, but you can use whatever you're drinking
Whatever's
at home.
in the refrigerator.
Whatever's in the refrigerator. So dump that in there.
A little of this,
exactly. Go ahead and add in the tomatoes.
And you're using the cut up tomatoes too.
Yeah, get the stuff in the can. It's fine. We're gonna add the beans in there. We're gonna add the crushed tomatoes.
Oh, that looks so good.
Oh my goodness, that looks amazing.
How
and
much
it smells
time?
good.
It smells amazing. How much time do you need to cook it to really make the flavors all come together?
So we want to go low and slow with the chili.
Yeah.
I would say about 45 minutes to an hour. Go do some laundry, watch the game, hang out with the family, come back, and it's like smelling amazing.
Because it takes that much time for everything to kind of like get worked into
you want the
flavor.
flavors to melt. That beer needs to cook down and get all velvety.
Sure it does.
So your 5-year-old can enjoy some too.
Exactly.
Everything's Good is your new cookbook.
Everything's Good.
Beautiful cover. I feel it all good right here.
Tell me a little bit about the cornbread before we
fly.
fly.
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, we need the cornbread with chili. So it's a honey butter cornbread. It's
Ooh.
delicious. It's made from scratch. It isn't too dense. We have
I
our
have to go for
toppings
this
here
right
from our,
away.
it's so good. It's honestly, I'm telling you, I make this and it's gone. It's
I
so
saw you
easy.
drizzling the honey butter on top of it.
That's amazing.
You add the honey butter, like it's a nice little party
That's
trick.
honey butter.
Oh yeah, you
It
add
is
that honey
so
butter on there
good.
when you're entertaining and hosting. It's like my little trick.
This
Everyone
is my kind
loves
of
it.
eating.
It's amazing.
This is like my heaven right
Yes.
here.
And you put jalapenos a little bit on the top
Put
right
whatever
there. which
toppings you want. The recipes are in the cookbook. They're cozy, they're comforting, they're perfect for the fall, they're perfect for Thanksgiving. You're thinking
One of the
ahead.
things, Tony, I'm going to tell you, sometimes chili looks good and doesn't have flavor. This chili is so amazing.
Yeah,
you
for
will
sure. Let me
not
get me some.
be disappointed by this,
And
I'm telling you.
you're on your book tour right now.
Yes,
talking
we're starting
all about
our
this
book
deliciousness.
tour. Yes, I'm so excited for it. We're going around the country and everywhere, Jersey City, Brooklyn, Atlanta, so wherever you are. Book comes out Tuesday. We're so excited. Everything's good.
This is in there.
Yeah, of course it is. This is one of the best recipes in there, yeah.
And how hard is it to make this cornbread?
I would say this cornbread is probably one of the easiest recipes ever. It comes together in 30 minutes. It's super easy, minimal ingredients. Anyone can make it.
If I don't have a cast iron pan, am I less than? Is that something I should have? Can you do cornbread in anything?
No, you can use a 9x13 baking dish. You can use whatever you have at home. That's why I love this cookbook and these recipes. Make them your own. Use what you have.
But it looks
Use
so
what
good
you
in a
have.
cast
Use
iron
what you have.
skillet.
It does. Doesn't it look gorgeous?
It's
And you add that
beautiful.
honey butter on top. Chef's kiss. Oh my gosh, I have to dig into
Hello,
this.
Moody Foodie. You really did us good this morning, and you can get all these recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com and Tony's cookbook. Everything's Good
Everything's
will be
good.
out on Tuesday.
Now with Odessa Young, who's starring in the new film Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Let's say good morning to Odessa.
So good
And
to
Odessa,
see you.
it's her first U.S. morning show appearance. There we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to GMA. We couldn't be happier to have you here with us. And you're in this incredible movie. And we know you grew up loving Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
and your dad even hosts a Springsteen tribute night.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to step into this role and also be such a huge fan?
I mean, it's such a cliche to say, but it is a dream come true. I've been listening to Bruce's music since I can remember, like born into a family that just listened to him all the time. So to be able to be a part of this it kind of feels like the reason I started acting even is to maybe do something like this. So I feel, yeah.
But I'm curious, has your dad seen the film? And if so, what does he think?
He hasn't yet. He hasn't. He's waiting for it to come out in theaters and for the theaters to kind of empty a little bit so he can sob in peace.
That's so cute. What did he tell you? You met Bruce. Did you have a conversation with him before that? And what did he want? What message did he want you to deliver?
Well, he was around on set a lot, and he was always very respectful of our processes and whatever we needed to do our performances right. So he didn't necessarily give me any messages, but he was always extremely supportive about certain things that we were doing and certain scenes that we were making, and yeah, it was quite an emotional experience making this film. Yeah,
I'm sure it was. Let's take a look at a clip.
You like Little Richard?
Yeah. No offense, he's the real king of rock and roll.
That's true.
I know this is weird. I told Joey he probably shouldn't bother you, but if you ever want to hang out or grab a coffee.
It's not weird at all. I met a few sisters.
Oh, I bet you have.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm kind of seeing somebody. Just kinda, and I'm sure me and you could have a lot of fun. I'm just not sure I'd be a lot of fun.
I get it. I'm just a fan. Okay. But I know you got a lot of those.
I like that. You know what? But unlike many actors in this film who are playing real people, your role is different. So explain that to us and what was your approach to it?
Well, Faye, she's kind of she's an amalgamation of some of the people in Bruce's life that he had romantic experiences with during this time. So there's like a couple of clues in Warren Zanes' book that our film is based on. There's a couple of clues in Bruce's own memoir that he wrote. But I didn't have anyone to kind of to look at, no one specific to kind of model myself after. So I really just got lucky with Scott Cooper's amazing script. It was very detailed in that character, and Scott and Bruce had a lot of conversations about who Faye was supposed to be. So I kind of just approached it like any other, fiction movie character.
And I mean, you can really feel that emotion on the screen from the two of you there. I wonder, because Bruce Springsteen has been such a big part of your life, the music, all of it, your father's interest in him, was there a Springsteen song that came into your head when you were offered this part? And what was it?
There were so many. There were so many. I think that because I equate Bruce's music so much with cinema, because he is so inspired by cinema and making his music, and his storytelling is so cinematic inherently. I know I played Jungle Land. I think that was the first song that I played when I found out I got the role. I put Jungle Land on it. I think probably lay on my floor crying, listening to the whole 9 minutes and however long that song is.
Is there a lyric from Jungle Land that really stood out to you in that moment?
Oh man. Putting me on this spot.
Oh, you go follow up and put her on.
Like
it's her first show. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
My favorite lyric in that song is the poets down here don't write nothing at all. They just stand back and let it all be, I think it is.
That's a good line.
It's a great line. That's what you try to do in film. You just got to stand back and let it happen.
Well, we're glad you didn't stand back this morning. You got up. And
I got up. I woke up.
You
Boy, did I.
You had some coffee, came in here to GMA. And Odessa, thank you so much. Congratulations on the film. And everybody, check it out. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere is in theaters right now.
First of all, this is seriously a fun rom-com. Coming up, best-selling queen of the rom-com, Lynn Painter, is here. Hi, Lynn.
Hello.
To tell us about her latest book. So we're going to do that over there when we come back.
And we are back with #1 New York Times best-selling author Lynn Painter. She has a new teen rom-com novel set in the world of Minnesota hockey. It's called Fake Skating. Welcome. Another GMA debut. This is your first time.
Yes,
You're
it
on
is.
GMA as well, but you did grow up watching the show.
Oh my gosh, my mom watched the show every day her entire life. We used to watch back in the Charlie Gibson, Joan London days. Every day of my mother's life started with GMA. Like, I think she was more excited when she found out I was going to be on it than she was when she found out I was like pregnant with any of our children. Like, this was the ultimate, like, yeah.
Well, welcome to GMA. We are so glad you're here. Tell us about Fake Skating.
Fake Skating is the story of Danny and Alec. They grew up inseparable as children when Danny would come to Minnesota and stay with her grandpa for a month every summer. Now it's her senior year, and her parents are getting divorced, so her and her mother are moving in with her grandpa. She expects to fully reconnect with her childhood nerdy best friend, but as it turns out, he's kind of grown into a hockey god in this hockey-obsessed town that she doesn't know anything about. And because it's a romantic comedy, you know, they have to pretend to be in a relationship, to fake date, because this is something that happens in romantic comedy, so that, you know, kind of confuses feelings.
Okay, so I do speak rom-com because I will choose rom-com over any genre. That just horrifies George right now. But for people who don't speak rom-com, what is fake? What is fake dating?
Fake dating is a trope that is employed in romantic comedy all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in Pretty Woman, where, and this never happens in the real world. I don't know that it's ever happened in real life in the history of the world, but where two characters decide for reasons that they have to pretend to be in a relationship where everyone around them thinks they're dating, even though they're not. Kind of like in Pretty Woman, you know?
Yeah.
He pays her because he can't have romantic entanglements as a billionaire, so he must pretend to be dating somebody.
Sure.
So in rom-coms, I don't know why rom-com readers, we love this, right? It's a fun way for characters to start to like have to pretend to hold hands and have feelings.
Awesome love ensues.
Yes, awesome love ensues. Perfectly placed right there. Absolutely.
So is it true you didn't start writing until after you had kids?
Yeah, you know, honestly, it's one of those things where I look back now and I'm like, why did no bell go off? Like, I was a voracious reader as a kid, loved reading. And I always loved literature classes, and like English composition classes came easier to me. But it wasn't until I was married with kids that my sister came over one day, and she had been watching like the Ellen Show or a talk show, and she's like, oh, I saw an author on there. As much as you read books, maybe you should try writing one. And it's such a one-off comment, like, oh, you like pills, you should be a doctor, or, you know, just like a whatever.
That worked?
But I started writing. Yes, it did. I started writing, and I just found my favorite hobby. Like, it wasn't anything where I was like, this could be a career, but I wanted to just ignore everyone in the world and just sit and write stories all day. And then, after getting rejected for 1,000 million, 15 years, then all of a sudden, and I went back to college and studied at the University of Nebraska Writers Workshop. And then I kind of had my aha moment, like, this feels like something I really would love to do. And then years later, Better Than the Movies happened, and now...
And now what do your kids think?
It's funny because we're kind of those people who don't have our lives planned out perfectly, and my first 4 kids are in their 20s, and then I have a 10-year-old. And so
how do you find time to write?
So they all have different opinions. My oldest kids, it's kind of fun because I was always just mom, packing their lunches, driving them to school. So now I think it's fun for them to be like, wait, you're going to New York this weekend? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be on Good Morning America. But the 10-year-old is absolutely unimpressed because this is what she's known. I wrote a middle grade book that came out last May, dedicated it to her because I'm like, oh, this is her age group. She can read it. And she still hasn't gotten around to reading it. Like she read the first chapter and said she really, really liked it. Yeah. But she's just been really busy.
Hey,
so my children...
It's time to pick up mom's book.
Yeah. You can't impress your own children, right? You just
Impossible. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fake Skating is available wherever books are sold.
Tomorrow's a big special day because it's our director Lily's birthday. So happy birthday, Lily! Hey,
happy birthday, Lily! Thank you. Enjoy the weekend.
Yes,
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Save us some sweets.
Yeah!